Having just got some club sport pedals, it's been an absolute nightmare and humbling experience learning how to use a load cell over a potentiometer. For those of you that don't know, a load cell is pressure based, whereas a potentiometer is distance based. So as you can imagine, after 5+ years, maybe even longer, of learning how to stop a car by moving your foot forwards, changing all of a sudden to stopping a car through something that works like a bathroom scale is a little bit tricky. So I've been on iRacing, trying to get the hang of it, slowly getting there. It's starting to line up. My braking seems to be lining up with my expectation of how much the car should slow down, which is nice and rewarding. But in the process of learning it, one really interesting thing happened. I've been not using the Oculus Rift DK2 whilst I was fiddling around with the Club Sport pedals, because you know you're gonna have to take it off. I've been fiddling around with the adjusting the pedals, going under the desk, and I didn't want to have to take the headset on and off and deal with that extra layer. So I was playing around with iRacing, and I was like, okay, it's all right. I'm starting to get a hang of the new brake, but it didn't feel right. It just didn't feel like I could tell how the vehicle was slowing down. It just didn't seem as good as before. So anyway, last night I was like, okay, I'm just going to jump into a skip barber race, but I want to put the DK2 back on because for me it's a far more enjoyable way to play the simulator. So I put the DK2 on, jump in the race, and immediately I could feel what the brakes were doing, and it turns out it wasn't the load cell. I mean, the load cell does have its own learning curve, but the feeling of not being able to tell how much the vehicle was slowing down and this disconnection I was having from the simulator was as much from playing it on a monitor and not playing it with the DK2. I got so used to playing iRacing with the DK2 that I'd just forgotten how much of an effect it actually has compared to playing on a monitor. And it's ridiculous. Honestly, I mean, the thing is, the DK2 does have big crippling issues. The resolution is terrible. It's no joke. You can't see that far in front of you, probably about 200 meters. So, you know, you are sacrificing a lot of fidelity into the distance. You know, when I first used the DK2, my mind was completely blown, but then I probably spent, I don't know, far too much time sim racing with the DK2, and then you just start to take things for granted and then forget the bad aspects of what it was like using a monitor, and it just becomes the new norm. And it just feels like going back in time using a screen. I mean, just look at this video now. The Skip Barb is a really slow car. You know, it's nice and easy to drive. It's really progressive. But using DK2, you can look around. You see here the car on the right. I can look into the corner as you would look into it normally, whilst controlling the car, and then very naturally see how far away the opponents are to me. And as a bonus, because it feels a bit like VR. It feels like you're there to some extent. It's not perfect. It's not complete immersion. It's like there's a car there. There's part of your brain that thinks, oh, there's a car there, I'm going to respect that a bit more, and you just have a really intuitive sense as to where things are, where you are, and what your car's doing. It's absolutely extraordinary, and that's as someone that's, you know, I really have used this device for a good period of time now. Previously, I could have even argued myself that, you know, maybe it is a gimmick, that's what's attracting it, maybe it's a 3D, and, you know, just being able to look around. Maybe it's just purely a gimmick and it's really exciting and I want to go back to a screen. But no, having used iRacing, which fully supports the DK2 with its, you know, car setup screen, menus, interface and everything else, despite the resolution being an issue, I can't go back to a screen now playing this game. And most importantly, I can't feel the braking or what the car is doing to the same extent on a screen as I can with the DK2. So it gives an actual objective advantage, unless it's just maybe I'm subjectively detecting that advantage. And I've heard this other people that normally play on triple screens. I played on triple screens years ago and then ditched it for a large single screen, mostly due to the performance of my computer. That's a separate thing. But other people that use triple screens, 3 32-inch monitors, and now they use a DK2, they've said exactly the same thing. They can't go back to screens. They've sold their other monitors. So it's just really exciting that we've got such a transformative technology that's come about, and it's not a gimmick. the new consumer DK2 I think will be announced at Game Developer Conference. Because the guy at the left-hand side there, you just see his bumper nosing in. Yeah, the announcement should be at GDC, so probably in the next couple of months we'll see what Oculus have been doing. The new one I think will be 1440p. I don't think the resolution will be a massive improvement, so those of you that are really critical of the resolution and that being the thing that's holding you back, I think that's still going to be an issue, but hopefully they'll have removed, or from what I've heard and seen of the prototypes that they've currently got, I think they'll remove the screen door effect, and that's the ability to see the pixels, which is really irritating and makes it look even lower quality than it actually is. That combined with the high resolution I think will make it a far more comfortable device to use for sim racing. But for me, I'm sold. It's not a gimmick. I've been sold on the DK2 for quite a while now. It's just having the pedals and using the screen and having a break from it and then coming back to it. It's just shown me how unbelievable it is. So I mean, that's it really. I just put this video in the background because it was what I was racing last night, which gave me this the excitement to want to make this video and just talk about how amazing the DK2 is again. But I don't think I'll be playing iRacing, to be honest, if it wasn't for the DK2. Another aspect of it that really helps is because the damage model in iRacing is absurd. If you tap someone, it's a complete dice roll as to if it's going to cause your steering to be bent 5,000 degrees in the other direction or if it's just going to ignore it. Being able to look around and avoid tapping people is a massive advantage in iRacing. Also, when you're looking into a corner, when you're taking a corner and you look into the apex, people tend to make moves up on you inside, and because of the way the DK2 works, you're already looking into the corner to know, to have more visibility, to know where the other person is making a move and where they are. So I think I botched this corner. Yeah, I just went off. I thought I'd build some sandcastles in the sand. That was a disaster. Good. Well, it's proof that I'm lying in this video there, because driving appallingly. But DK2, if you can get access to one, you have to try it. Consumer Rift, definitely just pre-order it. Going to be absolutely phenomenal. But thanks for watching this video. It was a bit of a nonsense talk whilst I get used to the close support pedals, and just a promotion for the DK2. Oculus should just pay me money, really. But thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like the channel, and follow us on Facebook. And I'll see you in my next video. We're going to be reviewing the close support pedals soon, as well as the Wheel Stand Pro attachment for the close support pedals. So it's all very exciting if you happen to like sim racing, and we'll also be doing some more VR videos at some point if anything exciting and new comes out. So thanks for watching, and goodbye.